Hey everyone, welcome back to On Purpose, the place you come to become happier, healthier, and more healed. I'm fascinated by our relationships with things that we grew up with, how they've changed, how they've evolved, or how they've stayed the same. I believe that our relationship with money is probably one of the most underestimated relationships that we have. And it's probably one of the relationships that we pay the least attention to. We don't treat it like a relationship. We don't think of it like a relationship. And therefore, it falls into the binary category of I'm either good at it or I'm bad at it. Today's guest has some incredible insights for each and every one of us. Wherever you are in your financial journey, this episode is for you. Today's guest is Codie Sanchez.
Thank you. I'm blushing. I'm excited to be here.
I want to start with a question that I know you probably get a million times and I get all the time. Jay, I have no money. I don't really know too much about money. Where do I start? What do I do?
There's two things in life that I wish we were told earlier. And one is, if you want to make money, you got to follow the math. And I think most often we're told things like follow our passion, do what I did to make money. I made real estate money. You should make real estate money. And I think that's pretty bad advice. I think instead we should look to where are most people rich? What makes most people rich? So I kind of go to the data. I came from really middle class, we didn't have money all the time. I remember what it was like to not have money. I remember what it was like when my debit card, I was a little worried stuff wouldn't go through at the grocery store. And I didn't like that feeling. And so I kind of started looking around and I was like, wait a second, where do people have money? And after being in finance for whatever it is, 15 years, I'm going to give away my age, I realized people that have money have one thing, ownership. So the data is really clear on this. 70% of millionaires are self-made, which is interesting. I used to think maybe you just inherit it. Did they just get lucky? And then 68% of millionaires have some form of ownership. They have actually bought a business or have equity in a business or built a business. And so when I realized that, I was like, the problem is I don't have a brilliant idea. I don't know how to make money. I don't have any money to make money. But at least you have step one, which is if you don't have ownership, you're probably never going to be free financially. You got to get some skin in the game. That doesn't mean that you have to become an entrepreneur. It's really hard to do that. It sucks many days. You know this very well. There's Fridays when you're never going to make payroll, and that is like a deep, terrible, dark hurt, actually. But if you realize ownership is the name of the game, then you should probably obsess on one thing more than anything else, which is learn the language of money. And back when I was young, I was a journalist originally, made $0. And I realized that I had no idea why I had opportunities and ability to make some money. And let's say the women I was covering at the time in Juarez, they call it La Ciudad de Muerte, right? The city of death, which is where women are mutilated and raped and brutalized and found murdered all over the city every single day, thousands of women a year. There were many that had the last name Sanchez. My last name happens to be Sanchez. I was like, what's the difference between us? Is it that I'm American? No, that's not it alone. I think it's also that I had some financial tools, and money is a pushback against other people's architecture of your life. And it makes people care about you one way or the other, which is sad. But the truth of the matter is, if you are poor, you have no power. And anybody who's been poor before knows that is true. You got to go where the game is played. So the first thing I tell you is if you don't have any cash, you need to find a way to figure out how to speak the language of money. And that probably means you maybe go work in finance like I did. You get with a company that has smart leaders like Jay, where you can actually go and learn from them. And you obsess on, can I become fluent in the thing that nobody talks about in the US because money is supposed to be the root of all evil?